Hey, everybody, this is Pastor Brandon with our next episode of the Fandom Pastor. We have been, of course, going through our cult films, those movies that are a little more obscure, a little weirder, that really usually didn't do well in the theaters when they first came out. And now, there's these groups of fans that are just so in love with these weird movies. And they are the movies that you either love or you hate. There's usually no in between. This uh, this last few episodes, I've been focusing on some of the Christmas cult films, and this is the last of that subset. So, if you didn't catch the clue from last time, it was uh, this Christmas film has a connection to the original Footloose. So, if you didn't get it, the movie we're talking about is Santa Claus the movie. This is not the Santa Claus with Tim Allen or anything like that. This one came out in 1985. It stars Dudley Moore, and some of you may have no idea who Dudley Moore is, but Dudley Moore is this elf who wants to kind of modernize Santa's workshop. He makes a mistake, he causes some problems, and so he actually leaves and goes to New York and meets with this toy tycoon who is not a nice guy and wants to help bring Christmas to everybody. The toy tycoon wants to make money, wants to commercialize Christmas. He wants to come up with Christmas 2 in the middle of the summer. He wants to make lots of money. He wants everybody to basically look to him for Christmas, ignoring Santa. And the elf, obviously, an elf is not really worldly, doesn't know a lot about it, and so he kind of gets used. And you may wonder, how the heck is this connected to the original Footloose? Well, the toy tycoon, the bad guy, is played by John Lithgow, which, uh, for any of you who saw the original, he was the pastor in Footloose. So he was in the original one. If you want to check out just a little bit of this wacky little film, there's a trailer down below in the comments. And I always knew this movie was weird. I remember when it came out, I remember seeing it, but as I do with all the films, I watch it again right before I write uh, kind of some ideas down and things like that. And it really is odd. It really is kind of a goofy little film, which again, it's a cult film. They all are, but it just was really kind of odd. And but the thing is, it really has some similar elements to the Santa Claus 3 in that in Santa Claus 3, Jack Frost tries to take over Christmas and commercialize it, very much like this toy tycoon tried to do in Santa Claus the movie. And they come to the realization that Christmas should be enjoyed by everyone. It doesn't matter anything about you, the color of your skin, how much money you have, anything like that. That Christmas is for everybody. Now, obviously, we focus as Christians, we focus more about the the Christian aspect of it rather than Santa Claus himself. Although Santa Claus is based on a saint, Saint Nicholas. But the idea being that even now, especially now, we see such a commercialization of not only the secular, the worldly side of Christmas, the Santa Claus and all that, but even the Christian side of it. When you have people starving and struggling, and yet we see churches putting on productions of the Nativity story, and it's costing $1 million. Is that really the best focus of our time, our money, our intentions? And don't get me wrong, I think that the gospel story or the Christmas story is a beautiful one to share. I'd love to share it. But is that really where we should be spending our money and our time and our focus? We're going to be doing, we've already recorded it, but for both my churches, I do serve at two churches as a senior pastor, and we're doing kind of a nativity story just via video because of COVID and everything. And it was done with nativity sets. Super small, nothing really extravagant or anything, and yet it's such a neat story to be able to tell this way. And I love that I'm able to tell it this way in kind of a unique perspective. And so we're still getting the story out there, but it's costing us really nothing. So I think we need to focus on getting the story out there. Yes, getting it out to everybody, but not spending a lot of money on it. Focusing on the elements of the story, the very pieces of it. Matthew 24:14 says, "This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all the nations, and then the end will come." So in other words, it's saying it's open to everybody. It's available to everybody, or it should be. And yet when we have these places that are charging to hear the story, that are focusing on the commercialization, we lose sight of it. And so we need to really recognize how important sharing not only the Christmas story, but the gospel story completely to everybody. Making it free for everyone to hear. Free to experience it. Free to just be a part in any way, shape, or form, to really getting that story out there. And we're losing sight of that so badly. I just really struggle with it. And I don't think I'm the only one, because it's true. We try too hard, I think. We try to keep up with the bigger churches. I have a smaller churches, and I can't do these bigger productions like other ones. I can't keep up in a way that, really, that really will compete in any way. And so I think it gets lost. How much did you spend? How much did you spend? And honestly, the issue is that that's what we focus on during Christmas. How much did you spend? How much did you waste on something that for some people is not really going to matter? So, I will see you all next month, next year, for our next in our Fandom Pastor series. That this will not only continue in the fandom genre, so I guess this will continue in the fandom cult film genre. So check us out. Here's the clue. This film famously has the longest fight scene in it, over 5 minutes. And it doesn't seem like a long time, but it really is. So, thanks. God bless. Merry Christmas. And I hope to connect with you all again. Be sure to share and give me a like.